I join you again to continue my reflection upon the Holy Mass and consider gospel stories that lead us to the Last Supper. Consider how many of the stories of Jesus' ministry we often speak of miracles of the wedding feast of Cana as Jesus' first miracle. Jesus is at the wedding in a small village. His mother is there. It seems there's reluctance on Jesus' part to perform a public miracle, but his mother doesn't really seem to give him a choice. She senses the potential embarrassment of the hosts. They have no wine, she tells her son. And Mary takes charge. Do whatever he tells you. So Jesus tells them to fill earthen jars with water. Now recall, we're talking about large earthen jars, each containing maybe 15 to 25 gallons of water. He tells the stewards to take some of this to the head waiter, and it's the first of fine, choice wine. Now look, 6 jars, 90 to 150 gallons. But from my reflection, I'm mindful that Jesus was celebrating a wedding feast. Jesus seems to enjoy being with people. There is a story of a young girl, presumed dead, when Jesus called to the home and he took her hand and she was healed. What was Jesus' concern? Not, hey, look at me, look what I did. He said, get her something to eat. Presumably she's not eaten for days. She was probably in a coma. Jesus visited the home of Peter, where Peter's mother-in-law lay ill with a fever. The story says he took her hand and she got up. And what did she do? I love this. The story says she started waiting on them. And we presume that meant she started to feed those who had likely gathered for a death watch. Her response to Jesus' kindness and blessing was that the unnamed woman served others. Of all Jesus' miracles, only one is told by all 4 evangelists, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. It's the story of the feeding of the multitudes, the multiplication of loaves and fishes. Each evangelist puts a little bit different spin on the story, but the basic outline is the same. He took the bread and blessed it and gave it to them to distribute. My favorite version is found in the Gospel of John, where the one who steps up to share is a young boy with 5 loaves and a couple of dried fish. I've always wondered, what did that boy tell his mother when he came home without the loaves she may have sent him to buy? But Jesus blessed the loaves and fishes, and 5,000 people enjoyed their fill, and there were 12 baskets left over. The gospel says many came to believe in him. Jesus was concerned not just with the spiritual hungers and longing of people, but he knew that they had to be fed real food. We should recall that Jesus' ministry was seen by some as subversive. Throughout history, it seems like anyone who speaks up for the poor and hungry is often ridiculed or even persecuted. When the Pharisees were plotting to arrest Jesus, one of their charges was that he eats and drinks with sinners. Oh my, he eats and drinks with sinners. When I served in an inner city parish in Louisville, we served hundreds of bologna sandwiches every day to the homeless. More than once, someone would suggest, can't we do that out the back door rather than here by the church door? And I'd say, no, we cannot, because this is where Jesus would expect these people to find him. So all of these stories of eating and drinking lead us to the Last Supper. Jesus' table ministry, some scriptures call it, made it the most natural thing in the world that on the night before he died, he would be sharing a meal with his disciples. Did they grasp the significance of his words? This is my body, this is my blood? Probably not. But perhaps his message to do this in memory of me planted a seed that took some time to nurture, but a seed, a memory that we hold to this day. Do this in memory of me isn't just about the bread and the wine of the Eucharist. It's about witnessing to Jesus' ministry to all. In the world, it's not hard to find 5,000 people hungry and without the means to feed themselves. How do we touch them from Western Kentucky? How do we serve the sick and oppressed? What do we do to heal racism and hatred in our society and culture? How might consciously we keep alive the memory of Jesus and what he did? Jesus' table ministry gathered all. Some were sinners, and that offended others. But today we can all come to the table of the Lord and celebrate Jesus' table ministry, and then leaving the church to continue that table ministry. God bless you.